When you hear your wife screaming at the kids, and you know you are next.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mahdi Tijani. I create content for young men to become better versions of themselves. It doesn't even matter if you're young or not. Why are we starting with this video? And I'm not going to spend too long on it. This video was sent to me by one of the guys who follows me on Instagram. Appreciate it, brother. Jazakallah khair. This might seem like fun and games. This might seem like it's it's cute, you know, it's entertainment. Well, let's address this in a number of ways. Firstly and foremostly, can you imagine if it was the other way around? If the shoe was on the other foot? If the shoe was on the other foot and he was the one screaming at the kids and she was the one who jumped to her feet and started cleaning the floor and so on, what do you think the reaction would be? That's the first point I want you to hang on. The second point, and perhaps more importantly, and before I give you that, please like the video, sub the channel, Jazakumullah khair. If you like this type of content, please sub the channel and like the video. It's free, Jazakallah khair. And the second and more important point is, when a man puts himself in a position where he fears his wife's wrath, a number of things happen. And I've noticed this in certain cultures, and I've pointed this out in the past. And I'm just going to say it for what it is, because I'm very familiar with South Asian culture. I've had 2 South Asian wives. I went to a completely South Asian school. And I've noticed in South Asian culture that oftentimes the women tend to wear the pants in the household. They tend to wear the trousers. Not all the time, oftentimes. And the men tend to be quite passive and laid back. Now, I don't know this brother from Adam. I'm not saying it about him, but it stems from this type of attitude. It has to start somewhere. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. A woman will tolerate about as much as you expect her to, and she will get away with about as much as you allow her to. It's a nice little poem, nice little jingle. Burn it into your brain. When a woman senses fear from her man, her balls grow. And again, taking it away from these two because this is clearly a clip for entertainment purposes only, okay? But it comes from somewhere. And when a man, again, removing it away from this couple here, shows fear towards his wife, her balls grow. And I have had countless young men from South Asian backgrounds reach out to me. I wish I could share their messages, but I don't have permission to. Countless young men from South Asian backgrounds telling me to the effect of, you know, Mahdi, you've hit the nail on the head when you spoke about this. I now understand why I'm so passive, why I'm so weak. I now understand why I lack so much confidence. My mother was the one who was the one wearing the pants in the household. My sisters are more masculine than me. And me and my brothers, we're so soft and passive just like our father. Now I get it. We modeled what we saw. We saw our dad being passive, and we modeled after him. And my sisters saw their mum, our mum, being masculine, forward, and then they became just like her. They've got bigger balls than us. And that's not a compliment, by the way. It's a disaster on both ends, because on the one end, you've got young men now who are going to have to put in a lot of work to fix that if they want to make themselves, just generally speaking, healthy young men. And then attractive to the opposite sex, because women are not attracted to feminine men. Those are feminine traits. But then on the other hand, his sisters, you have girls now who have masculine qualities, and that's not praiseworthy. That is not praiseworthy. Having masculine qualities is a disaster, and that makes her unattractive to the vast majority of men. So please, gentlemen watching this is not funny. This is not funny because it is rooted in truth. It's rooted in truth, and it completely upsets the balance of the household. Your wife should be submissive towards you, should be accountable to you, not the other way around. If you find yourself jumping off your seat and all the rest of it when your wife's, I don't know, shouting at the kids or whatever the case may be, there is a big problem in the dynamics of your relationship with her. a massive problem and it needs addressing. And I am telling you because I speak to you brothers almost on a daily basis. How many of you I have had, specifically from South Asian backgrounds, reaching out to me and telling me, Mahdi, now I understand why I am the way I am. I get it now. This is not healthy. It's not funny. So I had a question sent to me by a young man, and I thought it was a very good question. So I'm going to answer it here, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, bro. I'm 22 years old, living in the US, and I've been red-pilled for about 7 years now. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Before anyone starts tripping, oh, who red pill? What is this, some ideology? Red pill, if you're not red pill, then you're blue pill. There's no choice in this, firstly and foremostly. So before you drop the whole Islamic spiel, what proof do you have to follow red pill? What proof do you have to follow blue pill? Because understand, this concept is taken from the Matrix. Either you are aware or you are unaware. Period. That's all it means. It's not a theory. It's not an ideology. A lot of people start tripping with all of these terms that they're throwing out there. No, you're either aware of the realities of intersexual relationship dynamics between men and women, or you are unaware. Period. That's all it means. So what the brother is saying is, I am aware of the realities of female nature. The end. I sent a reply to one of your stories about struggling with maintaining your skills in one area of your life when you start improving in another area. For example, being able to express what it is I want to say in an articulate way concisely, yet precisely and accurately. I've worked on this, but I fear that it may fade with time should I put my focus on something else. Basically, to have it all, so to speak. Alright, so this first bit, bro, I think what you're saying is you want to work on something, but then you want to work on another thing, and you're worried the first thing that you've worked upon will get weaker. You can't be good at everything, and you can't have it all. You are going to have to decide what is most important to you to become good at with regards to your specific skill set that you're seeking to learn for your profession, career, whatever the case may be, and then run with it. It is impossible to have it all. If you try to have it all, you will be a jack of all trades, master of none. You must choose. You have to get hyper-focused, and what you choose, whatever specific skills you choose to learn, must be related to your work, your purpose, whatever it is that you are doing. There must be a direct correlation there. For example, I'm not going to start learning about chemical engineering, or how to make that. I don't even know anything about that stuff. So it doesn't make sense for me to learn about chemical engineering when it doesn't impact my daily life and what my purpose. There's no correlation. There's no benefit there. If I was a chemical engineer, of course I'd want to know about everything about chemical engineering. So you can't have it all. Okay? You can't have it all. You need to prioritize what's most important and be content with the fact that you will never have it all. Prioritize what's most important. Top 2 or 3 things, run with it. Become excellent at it. Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably one of the best football players in the world. Right? Hopeless goalkeeper. Shoddy defender. It is what it is. No one's criticizing him for it. And that's in the same game, the realm of football. In the very same game, he's a hopeless goalkeeper. Obviously. He doesn't train to be a goalkeeper. He trains to be an out-and-out striker. You must be the striker in your field. That's the first part. Secondly, there's also another thing though, hence this message. And this is where I really want to get to. How do you deal with getting back up again and again when knocked down? I had to start over a lot, and it drains me having to start all over again. I don't want to be too specific, but I just mean in general. So let me address that. You're absolutely right, brother. It is draining. Failing over and 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 over. It's draining. That's the point. You see, success in your respective field has a vetting process. It only wants the cream to rise to the top. It only wants the cream to rise to the top. And how does it go about finding out or filtering the cream from the rest of the rubbish? By setting up all of these hurdles and obstacles that get in your way, that cause you to fall down and fail over and over. And I don't want this to turn into some type of motivational speech or anything like that. But it's the truth. There has to be a vetting process. If it was easy, everyone would be excellent. And if everyone was excellent, nobody would be excellent. That's the point. Now, do some people get there quicker than others? Yes. Some people are presented with a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They run with it, and they get to their destination a lot quicker than the next person. Those are exceptions to the rule. For the most part, the general rule is this. You want to become excellent at something, you are going to have to graft at it for 10 years. 10-year rule. This 10-year rule was invented for, in terms of becoming world class at what you do. It was invented for sports initially. The 10-year rule is 10,000 hours dedicated to your particular sport over a period of 10 years. It works out to around 3 hours a day, if I'm not mistaken, for 10 years. Then you become world class, whether it's swimming, rugby, football. Do it for 10 years, you're world class. That's the short of it. The short of it is this. Over a 10-year span, you need to be putting in 3 to 4 hours a day, every single day, at that one thing. Not 2, not 4, not 6, 1. Extreme focus. You're burning that laser beam through that giant ice block in one single place. If you keep moving the laser beam left and right, you're not going to melt a damn thing. You need to keep it focused on a single spot. And part of maintaining your endurance with that focus is accepting defeat, failure, setback as you go along. It's the vetting process. It separates the cream of the crop from the rest of the crop. That's the vetting process. Whoever lasts the longest wins. Period. So you make peace with it. How do you get back up again and again? By reminding yourself, okay, this is the vetting process. This is the vetting process. This is the separation from the cream of the crop. Am I going to be the cream or am I going to be the crop? Just remind yourself of that time and again. And some days you're going to be feeling it less than others. It is what it is. There is no magic formula for me to give you. Say this and then, no. It is what it is. Let's carry on. My advice to myself would be having to change who, how, what I am as a person, such that striving is who, how, what I am, rather than me simply caring about the goal itself. Okay, let's talk about that. That wasn't very well written, but I think I understand what you're saying. You see, there's a delicate dance here that we have to do between loving the work for the sake of it, but also wanting to reach the goal, the destination, the end point. And sometimes when you get too hung up on the destination, on the achievement of the goal, it makes the work a chore. But at the same time, you're doing the work so that you get to the destination. For example, let's say you want to become an Olympic gold medalist in swimming, right? So you're putting in that work in swimming over 10 years so that you can win the gold medal, right? But if you focus too much on the gold medal, it can become demoralizing in the moment with how much work you have to do. It's like, have you ever swum some laps in a pool or gone for a run maybe? And then you're looking at your watch and you're thinking, how many miles have I got left? How many kilometers have I got left? How many laps have I got left? Oh, 10 laps. And then it starts weighing heavily on you. You start to feel the seconds go by as though they are hours, because you're so focused on the end destination that it makes the work feel like such a chore. But we can't forget the end destination. The end destination is important. You want to win the gold medal. You want to complete your run in a quicker time. You want to complete your laps in the pool in a quicker time. So it's this delicate dance. So what I will say is this. You set your end goal. You know what the end goal is, the gold medal. You want to win the gold medal. Fine. Now you need to reverse engineer the coordinates to where you are right now. What do I mean by that? When you set off on a journey, let's say you're, I've used this example before, you live in Hertfordshire and you want to drive to Wales. Okay, you set the coordinates in the GPS and now you're on your way. Do you just focus on Wales and forget about all the routes in between? Right, I just need to get to Wales. Where's Wales? No. You focus on taking the next left and then the next right and then take the second exit over the roundabout. That's what you need to do with your career right now, with your purpose, with your job, whatever it is. You've got the end goal, you know where you want to get to, and then you reverse engineer to where you are right now and then take the next left. and then the next right, and then the second exit. And just focus every single day on the next step. Not the end goal, the next step. Why? Because if you've reversed engineered properly, then just by simply taking care of the next step, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, one day you will arrive at your chosen destination. You will arrive. There will be detours along the way. You might find a road closed here and there. You might have to reroute. You might have to backtrack. But you will get there. Your job is to just focus on the next step. And you can only do that by reverse engineering. You've plugged the coordinates in. Now you need to find out what's the route to get there all the way back to where you are right now. And then take the next left.
نار نار سنفجرها برصاصنا نمحوها العار مهلا يا